You're probably sick of hearing this, but this is a tough time for people in the creative industries. People who rely on public support and real face-to-face events. So in this video, we're going to talk about different things that people could do to change the world for the better.
You're watching Dare Missed Mondays. I'm Ali.
Boom. I'm Craig.
Why should we care about all this? Well, I think people need to express themselves. They need to be inspired. We need people in our local area to contribute to the community in a positive way. It brings us all together. Without a doubt, I think it has a massive impact on our mental health.
It's alright for the big artists who already have had success, and they're just going to continue to engage their audience using online platforms. But for folks out there who are trying to be creative, do music, arts, whatever it is, if you're a comedian, if you're a dancer, if you rely on doing local events as your source of income, or even just for people like us where it's just a way of airing your thoughts and putting something out into the world, people need support from other people in their area to help them grow. It's important people start taking action and doing something about it. People just seem to be sitting back and just letting it happen. What I see happening, this is just my opinion, everyone's out online making noise for themselves, but what we should really be doing is collaborating and making a noise together. Everyone just wants to do well, and that's great. I think sometimes we need to put aside being the best, or in music it's all about genres. Oh no, you're this genre, I'm that genre.
So you can still collaborate together with pop music and jazz music and other creative industries, music and dance and theatre and stand-up. I always liked doing those cabaret shows. We did a few cabaret shows where it was a bit of a mix-up, bit of music, bit of drag, bit of stand-up comedy.
Yeah, we've done some great events in that format, and you always feel fulfilled after them because you've took in so much, and it's amazing what is in your local area that you don't know about. People need to actively start seeking that out and supporting it. I mean, people don't realise it, but like even just giving someone a like on Facebook, or even just any sort of engagement online, even if it's constructive feedback, you know, it doesn't always have to be, oh, you're great, you're that, you're that, you know, you're this or you're that. It just has to be any kind of engagement. And if you don't like it, well, actually sometimes that can be just as good. Do you know what I mean? Because it might inspire someone to go, well, maybe I need to make a change to what we're doing. Or I remember way back when Ali first started his Erskine Arts Project in the small town of Erskine, where Ali is right now.
Out in the sticks.
Yeah. There was a bit of a good wee music scene going on.
Yeah, there was.
And it was like healthy competition, you know, that way where everyone's doing their own thing, but also we're all playing live events, and there was a lot of creative stuff happening. Everybody wanted to make the best song, you know, everyone wanted to record the best song, and it was a proper music scene.
Difficult to do that in lockdown now, you know, where you can't spend time together with other bands, and that's something I think that's really suffering. So what are the sort of things we can do about it? One of the things that sprung to mind the other day was I was listening to BBC Radio Scotland, and Paisley band The Vegan Leather came on, and they were introducing one of their new songs, which sounded fantastic. Go and check The Vegan Leather out. And I know that BBC Radio Scotland, they do, and lots of local radio stations, they do features on local bands. They maybe have a slot later in the evening or during drive time of a local band and maybe play one or two songs. But what's stopping them from dedicating more programme time to local acts? Bands, artists that have already got album outs and EPs, you know, just a wee small bit of airplay would go a long way for these acts. Yeah. And not only will they get the royalties that would be paid out to them, but people are more likely to check them out, buy their records, you know. Can you imagine if every local radio station upped the amount of local airplay that they gave bands and artists and spilled out into the national radio stations? Imagine if the national radio stations got in on that. It would be a massive support to local bands, and it might even change culture for music in the long run, you know.
And radio. I mean, the thing is, like, if they want to engage people, if people are saying like radio's a dying thing and all that, I don't think radio will go away, right? But the thing is, they need to engage people. If they played someone that maybe isn't like the next Dua Lipa or something, maybe their production value isn't as good as a big budget record, it doesn't matter, because that person might have their family and their friends that are listening, right? And those people will then probably become fans.
They buy into that radio station.
Yeah, they buy into the radio station. And that isn't happening.
Let's face it, we've all heard 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. Yeah. You know, I don't really think Dolly Parton's on furlough at the moment.
No, exactly.
We love you, Dolly, but, you know, there's a lot of people out there that could support it. It could be an easy fix, you know, to support people. When I was growing up, like, I've got the radio on all the time. I don't have a TV in the house, and we've got radios in every single room in the house, and it's always on. Usually absolute 80s. Absolute 80s.
We love a bit of 80s.
I was maybe more conscious to the fact that there was maybe not local bands, but Scottish bands that were getting played more constantly on places like Clyde One and different local radio stations. Bands like Deacon Blue, The Silencers, Hue and Cry, Big Country, Simple Minds, The Blue Nile, Arab Strap, Aztec Camera, Bell and Sebastian, Orange Juice.
Yeah.
I also find it interesting that Radio 1 have been paying less and less over the years in royalties than Radio 2. It's pretty much stayed the same. BBC Six Music is a lot lower down on the old royalties amount. The majority of cases you need to pay a radio plugger in the first instance to get on the radio, so bands and artists have got to offset that cost from any income they get from the airplay. It's mad.
Unfortunately, that's just part of the industry now. Yeah. It's just part and parcel of it all. Before you say, like, oh wait, what about BBC Introducing?
What about BBC Introducing?
It's a great platform for people that are connected in the industry, have management, are already on their way to doing really well, and it's almost like the BBC jump in at a point and say, you're already doing well, you know, we're going to support you. But I just feel like sometimes people maybe need a bit more than that. But, you know, they don't have to get like a full articles written about them and, you know, the full 5-star experience mentioning people. Like, you never, when was the last time you heard a radio DJ mention somebody like during the day or during like peak time, like that's local to you? Do you know, it's insane. It's insane.
There's not as much time dedicated to giving those types of bands and artists a platform or just a wee mention. I would agree with that.
So you might be thinking, what can you do? You can be welcoming of your local talent. Can you name 5 local creative people in your area that are like singers, dancers, artists,
creators,
comedians, whatever it is? If you can't, then maybe you should seek these people out, because you'll probably have more in common with them than you realise. They might be able to offer things that you didn't even know were there. You know, you don't know what's on your doorstep. It really could amaze you. And how do you help them? It's as simple as actually just giving somebody a like or a comment on whatever it is they're doing.
A wee like and a wee share, a wee comment.
Yeah, everybody's online now. Even if it's not your cup of tea, or you know you've got some prerequisite to liking things on Facebook, it shouldn't really matter. You're just supporting someone that's local to you. Yeah. And this isn't us fishing for likes. This should
Please
just
like
be
our stuff.
Yeah, we shouldn't have
Please love us.
to say this. Do you know what I mean? People should just be supporting people that are local to them.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just, I think people are so detached from their own community.
I think even more so now, because we're in lockdown, there's a greater opportunity to come together locally. I know we're not allowed to go out and socialise and all that, but we can still do it online. And even when you're buying stuff, like I said before, you can still buy online but make it local. You know, you don't need to buy it from the big corporations. And I think that could really change the music industry for the better locally, and regionally and nationally, for Scotland as well. Link up with more artists locally, send tracks to each other, send videos to each other, do podcasts together, make a bit more of a noise online with music and create a wee music scene online.
Yeah, we're sick of seeing people just trying to shout the loudest, you know. Maybe if we actually work together, we'll be able to, as a whole,
come together right now over me. And on another note, if you've made it to the end of this video, we have got all the album track masters back and they're sounding fantastic. Woohoo!
Yeah, baby.
Hopefully finish off a few music videos, and we'll finally be releasing some music into the world. Who knows, we might even get some radio play.
That's us just burnt every bridge.
Yeah. Anyone know any good radio pluggers? Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment and share. Hit that bell if you've enjoyed this content. And we have been Dermist. You've been watching Dermist Mondays.
Yeah, and I'd actually just like to start proceedings now just by saying tag a local artist or name someone in your local area and let's check them out, because it's time to start spreading the love.
Start the revolution.
Yep.
A music revolution. So that's us. We've been Dermist, and you've been watching Dermist Mondays. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye. And cut. Cut, cut, cut.